Guys, we're doing Loung by Nirvana today. Our first opening riff is going to go like this. So let's get to that first. We had a lot of power chords here. A lot of times Kurt would play his power chords, not with the three fingers like we're used to, but he would flatten out this finger here, this ring finger, and get the D and the G strings barred. And sometimes he would even put in the next string, like on this first one here. So you get 4 strings instead of just 3 with a power chord. Okay, because a normal power chord is going to have root, fifth, and octave. That's what you have here, root, fifth, and octave. And then you get that next note in there, and you get the third note of the chord. It becomes a major chord. In this case, a B major chord. Okay, so you guys who like to just do the strict power chord thing, go ahead. This works just fine that way. Those of you who want to try to do this like Kurt does it. Now, when you do it here on the next power chord, that's the first one. Here's the next one. There are 3 altogether. Here's the second one. You're going to go to the E string, and you're going to go 3, 5, 5. Okay, you can't add an extra one on that one. At least not the way I was showing you on the first one. So you can either do your 3 fingers, or you can again flatten out this finger like Kurt did and just get the 3. Okay, you don't want that 4th note on this one, then you get a G suspended 4, and you don't want that C note in there. Alright, so the first one you can go. Okay, so here's the first one on 2, 4, 4 and 2, 4, 4, 4. I like to get that. He would put that in sometimes and sometimes he wouldn't. So remember, this finger has 3 jobs. It's not only going to do the root note, it's got to mute the low E with the fingertip and mute the high E string by hooking, putting the fleshy part of your finger here on that high E string so it doesn't make a sound. Alright, so we go down, up, chuck. Remember, a chuck is you just lift up your fingers and do a stroke, a percussive rhythmic sound. Down, up, chuck. And then press back down, up, chuck. The chuck, all you do for the chuck is lift your fingers and you get that sound. Okay, I'm getting a harmonic there. Anyway, but let's go ahead. Down, or down, up, chuck. Up, down, up, chuck. Hear that? All right, now the next one. There we go. It's going to be up, down, up, chuck. Up, down, up, chuck. I'm getting a harmonic there too. Up, down, up, chuck. So this is what we have thus far. Down, up, or down, up, down, up, chuck. Up, down, up, chuck. And then up, down, up, chuck. This one's only 1 time. The first one was 2 times. Down, up, chuck, chuck. And then up, down, up, chuck. Now we're going to do this power chord. Or it's not really a power chord if you get that next note in there. Okay, it's 3, 5, 5, 5 on the A, D, G, B strings. Here's a place, since you're on the A string, you can lay that finger flat and get that B string in there as well. Make it a C major chord instead of just a C power chord. You have that 4th one in there, makes it the E note makes it a full triad, major triad. So on that one you go up, down, up, chuck. Again, that one's only once. So the first one is 2 times, the second one's once, the third one's once. So we go down, up, chuck, up, 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 down, up. Da-da-da-ba-da-da, da-da-da-ba-da-da, da-da-da-ba-da-da. All right, and then the next one, let's go ahead and we'll do the chorus and the next part in the next video, the part 2 video.